I know you know me as an artist, and I do art every day, and I will definitely do more videos about art as well, but this one is gonna be a little bit different. We're going to do a speed build in The Sims 3 because I'm also a gigantic Sims fan. Here's my idea. So I'm currently playing a bunch of witches, right? So it's a witch family and they're all women, obviously. What I've done is I thought maybe if as they get older, they would have to have some sort of people to teach and to grow up with them. So I thought maybe these witches are just going to adopt other witch children or children in general and then turn them into witches. Girls, obviously. Which is what I did. So I have 3 adult witches and I have 3 teenage witches currently living in one house. And that's all great and awesome. But my town actually doesn't have an orphanage at all. So I thought, let's build one. Sure. So as I googled orphanage to just look at what an orphanage even looks like, I came across this one here. I think it was featured in a film and a series that I forgot to look up before. But you know which one I mean, right? This kind of not really horror, but dark sort of children with special skills kind of orphanage kind of place. Anyway, so this is an actual house that exists in Spain. I kind of tried to remodel it after that house, but there's obviously a lot of things, especially in the exterior, that are just not possible in The Sims, especially when it comes to some sort of wall decorations, columns, this kind of stuff. But yeah, there we go. This is the house. It has a little tower on the side. It's got this, I don't know, it's just beautiful. It's kind of nice. I also played a little bit with roof decorations, and I think I ended up putting little horses on top of the roof. I don't know, in my mind, it made sense. I kept trying to also put in more sorts of weird decoration thingies in there, but none of this really worked out. But here I go with a split level stairs and everything. Yes, we're fancy like that. The exterior took me quite a while to do. I think it turned out pretty okay though. I also tried to do a split leveling inside while not changing the walls around. I don't know. I didn't know that it doesn't work, okay? I didn't know that. I tried. Okay. But it ended up ruining so much or just, yeah, completely messing everything up on the exterior that I probably discovered in a little bit. Yeah, right here, right there we see that. On the balcony that I made towards the front, it didn't look good. So I scratched that and went with completely different stairs in a second. But I wanted it to look old, right? I wanted this house to be not abandoned, functional, so that Sims could live here, but still old looking, as if that wasn't quite renovated in a while. I don't know. I imagine orphanages not as a place that have lots of, budget to deal with. So part of this is just very interesting choices, very interesting choices of floors and wallpaper. You'll see. You'll see it a little bit. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I used to live in an old house like this, not quite like this, but a very very old German villa type house, and I really enjoyed that there. I took a little bit of inspiration from there, such as the marble flooring. I think I went with entirely marble on the bottom floor there, just because it was like this in the house that I lived in. I think it's easy to clean or something. I don't exactly know why they went with that. It's probably also not really marble. It's more like I don't know, some sort of stone thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. But I think it was kind of traditional. It was kind of a trend back in the day. But yeah, I went with this beautiful, beautiful paneling. Paneling was probably a big trend a while ago, like 100 years ago or something. So if you haven't renovated anything since, then you would have paneling in your house as well, and a beautiful flower wallpaper that's probably been renovated in the 50s or who knows when. Beautiful. It's also, I kept it a little bit yellowish just so it looks really old, you know, that kind of stuff. And I went with different dining chairs. They all don't go together, you know. But it's great. You know what's great in The Sims 3 is that you can just adjust the color of everything, which is what I did a lot. You can adjust the color of basically everything to kind of match, even if it's different, you know, completely different items from completely different eras. Um, yeah, the upstairs hallway was actually is actually this kind of dark red wallpaper in real life. There's not a lot of photos of this house. I think it's an abandoned orphanage, really, in Spain. And I don't think that anyone is really allowed to go there, but a few people snatched some photos. And from there, I saw that just a few things. There's just a few white window frames inside, as well as this red, the staircase, right? The dark brown staircase, some wood paneling, and the red wallpaper. Everything else, I don't know. I just kind of went as I wanted to. So yeah, Spanish villas. Apparently, they have some sort of sitting rooms in on the where the windows are, where the big windows are. So I made this kind of into a TV room over here. In the middle, we have a big like reception, if you will. I would assume if they wanted to adopt people, if somebody wanted to adopt children, they would go. They would enter the house through the double stairs, the pretty ones, and then come in to the sort of reception area where they would talk to a person on a desk with the impressively gigantic bookshelves behind them, and then talk everything through, this kind of thing. But we're also in this magic world. I think it's called Moonlight Falls. So all of these, yeah, I wanted to keep everything kind of magic-y, kind of old, kind of gave people also some magic items to work with. All right, in the upstairs, I made everything in the same wood floor. This is kind of a realistic thing because I think if you were to make a house, you would not have different woods on the floors, I would say. Also, I don't know. I made the rooms individual, everything, but I thought, nah, I don't want to think about different floors everywhere. No, that was too much for me. So I decided, no, the furniture is going to be individual. The wallpaper is going to be individual, and all the colors, and there's going to be carpets everywhere and rugs and all of this kind of stuff. Let's keep the floor. Let's keep it the same. It's fine. It's fine. So yes, going with a lot of wood paneling again, definitely, because old house, you know, that's what it looks like. And it's old. I also chose the absolute ugliest. Oh my god, look at this piano. The piano is so beautiful. It's so great. There's a swatch that makes wood look like scraped off paint, kind of. And I made the piano look like this because it's a really old piano. Like it can't be a nice piano in a house like this. Definitely not. I wanted the piano in there because skill building and everything, and I thought the keyboard doesn't really work. It looks too modern. So one of those old pianos just fit into that room over there, but it had to look really, really old to fit with the style and everything. I think I did great. I think I did absolutely great. All right, and the bathrooms, man, I really like how the bathrooms turned out, honestly. I tried to find the ugliest curtains I could for each and every room. Just old curtains, you know, that kind of want to bleach them white again, but they're not white. They might never be white again. Just old. Everything has to be kind of old and a little bit run down, a little bit, you know, used looking, that kind of stuff. That's what I wanted to go for. Okay, so we have I think 6 or so bedrooms on the second level. There is 2 more bedrooms upstairs. That's going to be for the adults. I'd say there's going to be 2 adult women living there. Maybe witches, I don't know, that are taking care of everything in the house. And I think on the side there, I even added the chemistry lab station. I really wanted to add a bunch of skill building items in there. Just so, you know, like a little easel, obviously. I mean, come on. Gotta do some art here. Has to be in there. There's a couple paintings in this house as well, but I didn't go crazy with the paintings. Eventually I'll probably try and make my own custom content paintings with my own paintings in there. But I haven't really figured out a good way to do this yet. All right, so the upstairs, this is what it looks like. 2 big rooms for the adults that are living there. An alchemy station. One of them is definitely going to be an alchemist, that's for sure. A really nice. They have definitely nicer fireplaces as well. They just have to have nicer fireplaces and couches and everything. I think I only have 1 TV in this entire house, so TV is probably not the main activity of these people. Some paintings as well. This moon dial thingy. Oh no, there's a second TV, right? So 2 TVs in the entire house. 1 for the adult and 1 for all of the children, I suppose. Very nice. Like a little winter garden, but like no plants. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I'm not using plants very much. Guess I'm not yeah. Well, I don't have a green thumb in real life either. I have a few cacti, but that's about it. That's about the extent of it. I can't keep these alive. I'm sorry. Sorry to every plant in the world that I've ever killed with my terrible, terrible skills in that department. But yeah, there we go. We have the hallway. I put a little telescope on the balcony there. Not quite, I mean, it's small enough that it doesn't bother me. But we have a chess table as well if you want to learn the logic skill, and technically you could learn it from a book as well, but I thought, nah, why not? Let's go. The balcony wasn't used for anything else, so why not put a telescope up there? Yeah, the attic room and everything, and there we go. Right, that's the house. I even did some landscaping. To be fair, I think the landscaping was the hardest part of this. I don't know. I don't know. In the picture of the original house, there's really nothing. But as far as I can tell, it is abandoned, so of course there would be nothing there. So I thought, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe a fire pit, that would be nice. Maybe some sort of, you know, just a little area to plant some plants. Since there is an alchemy station in there, you're definitely going to need some sort of planters or area where you can plant things. Then I made some sort of gazebo type thing. I thought that would be nice, but I went in a different direction then. I thought, I don't know, it's kind of a hefty, hefty thing with that roof over on the top of that. Yeah, the front of the house, I don't know. I felt like there has to be something there. And now that I see it, I think I did okay at first, but I scratched everything and then went again with just less. Just less. You know what? Sometimes less is more, right? So in this case, I went with less. Because I thought, you know, the original doesn't have any gigantic landscaping and they probably wouldn't have the budget for it. It's an orphanage. So I went with something that is just, yeah, just less. I also went crazy with the terrain paint. I heard from a lot of people that using terrain paint is not easy and not easy to make look good, and I understand. But on that note, enjoy the couple of screenshots that I put in and enjoy the house that I built. I'm an artist. I build a house in The Sims. Enjoy. If you want to see more of me, if you want to see more Sims builds, just, you know, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, we'll be back to painting in the next video, definitely. All right, so have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.